Hey there, Mr. Reddit here. Welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled Parents Stories. Our first story we'll be reading today, entitled Aunt Calls Me Selfish for Not Giving My Brand New 1,600-pound computer to My Cousin. After that, entitled Mom and Entitled Kid Try to Take My USB. After that, entitled Mom Thinks I Can Tutor Her Son Anytime. After that, I Can't Keep Both? You'll hear from my lawyer. And after that, charge my debit card $250? Enjoy your brick. Now Karen thinks you're not gonna smash that like button, so go ahead and prove her wrong. And if you're new, please subscribe and turn on notifications for new stories from Reddit every single day. And if you want Karen to read your script for you, visit Mr. Reddit on Fiverr. Link below. Entitled Aunt Calls Me Selfish for Not Giving My Brand New 1,600-pound computer to My Cousin. A bit of backstory. I'm fairly young, 13, and have been saving up for years to get a gaming computer, and my parents insisted I build, and so I did. I'm not particularly talkative and don't really look for trouble all too much. I don't know if that's important, but nah. So my American relatives come over to stay for a few weeks, and one morning we're having breakfast and discussing why I use two computers, and I tell them that one is a laptop for schoolwork and Photoshop, and my PC is for gaming/video editing/anything intensive. I paid no mind to this conversation, and after breakfast, because I hate socializing and talking to people, boot up my computer and hop on to Destiny 2. Bit of a jerk move when relatives are over and stuff, to be honest. This is where my older cousin's brother, entitled Kid is 11, is watching me creepily over my shoulder and is mesmerized by my fancy keyboard and mouse lighting and says to me, "Whoa, dude, how much did that keyboard cost?" And I answer, 150 pounds, to which he cringes and says back, "Well, if the keyboard and mouse cost so much, the computer must be super cheap." No, not really. The PC itself was around 1,200 pounds. "So you lied when you said it cost 1,600? Well, no, because I included the peripherals. At this point, he looks kinda confused and walks off, and I continue playing. A nightfall or two later, around half an hour, entitled Kid comes back with entitled Mom and says to me, "OP, did you really lie to entitled Kid about your PC's price?" Not really. I just added the price of the keyboard, mouse, and monitor. "So if it's not as expensive as you said it was, could we get one? Where did you get it from?" "Sure, if you're willing to build it. There are a load of online tutorials and stuff on how to do it." "Build?" She was super angry because I told her that entitled Kid would actually need to work to get a decent computer. "Why would my entitled kid who is 11 build a computer? Couldn't we just have yours, please?" I started laughing because it was a bit ridiculous that she wanted this computer that I had saved up for years and built myself. "I'm not kidding. You already have a laptop, so why do you need this?" "For video editing, gaming, etc." "You even bloated the price." "Has nothing to do with the situation." "And you don't need those mind-melting video games, you selfish boy." Good point. Still doesn't warrant her taking my computer. "And my son does so much more work than you. He deserves it." At this point, having been on this subreddit a bit, I detect she's transforming into a stage 2 Karen and prepare for her to try and yank out a cable or something, and I shut down the computer and hide the cables behind my desk and call for my dad. Bit of an abrupt ending, but entitled Mom and entitled Kid just glanced at me and for the rest of the week gave me death stares every so often. Next we've got entitled Mom and entitled Kid Try to Take My USB. I have had a few entitled parent stories before, and it would seem that my town is just very entitled. The roles for this story are me. We've got entitled Kid, USB stealing little jerk. We've got my teacher who helped me get it back. We've got friend 1, friend 2. We've got entitled Mom. We don't see much of Karen, but when we do see her, oh boy. And we've got the principal. On with the story. I write books, and basically, I have 2 USBs. One is in the shape of a horse, which you pull apart, then the USB is inside. I keep this one at home, and it was quite expensive and holds 53.6 gigabytes, I think. I then have a 1 gigabyte USB that I take places. It's just a normal USB that I use when I'm at school. I then put all of my work onto that, go home, then put it on the 53.6 gigabyte USB. This means that my 1 gigabyte, if I lose it, it's only 1 day's worth of work, not 5 months worth. One day I'm in the school library, 2 days ago, and I'm working on some Photoshop stuff. I was drawing the races for the story. It will be a fantasy one, and Entitled Kid made an entrance. Entitled Kid: "Wow, what are you drawing?" I am very protective over my work and get embarrassed when people talk to me about it, even if they mean well. Me: "Oh, just on some sketches." I was pretty much done with them by this point, so decided to try to disengage the conversation. I have to go now though. I ejected the USB. I learned to do that firsthand a few months back. Entitled Kid: "Is that where you keep all of your drawings?" Me: "Yeah, you interested in drawing yourself?" "I already do. I draw way better than you." I was kind of irritated, but I thought it could just be a slip of the tongue, so I let him off. Me: "Sure. Well, see ya." I begin to walk away, then I felt a tug on my sleeve.
"Why don't you just give me the USB? I am better and could make your drawings better."
Me: "Sorry, no. I need this for what I'm working on."
"Fine, but I should still get it. You could just buy a new one."
Me: "Why don't you buy a new one? They aren't much."
"No, give me yours."
I just walk away. I thought that was the last of Entitled Kid, but a few days later, I was called up to the office. When I was called into the principal's, I knew there was something wrong. After sitting there, smug grins on their face was Entitled Mom and Entitled Kid.
"There she is, Principal. Expel her now."
Principal: "Whoa now, calm down. We need to hear OP's side of the story." Entitled Kid:
"But she took my USB."
I knew what was happening, and after being on here for a while, I knew what to do. Me: "Sir, this is my USB, and I can prove it." Principal: "How?" Entitled Mom cut him off.
"No, she is stealing my son's work."
Principal: "Please, Entitled Mom, calm down." Me: "Can I please use your computer?" "Sure." I do that as the grins on Entitled Kid and Entitled Mom's face falter. I boot up the computer and plug the USB in. Me: "Can I prove it's mine?" Principal: "Go ahead." Me: "Entitled Kid, if this is yours, what size is it? How many gigabytes?"
16 gigabytes.
He says with confidence. Me: "Wrong. It's 1 gigabyte. And what does it have on it?"
Drawings.
"Of what?" Me: "I can tell you exactly what they were of. They are fantasy races from a book I have been planning to write for the last 5 months. Principal: "Is that so?" Me: "Yes, and I can prove that since you can ask me any question about the work on the USB and I can answer." Right. I moved away from the computer. "What is the race that specializes in stealth archery?" I answer. This kind of thing repeats with me answering easily every time. Me: "Is that enough proof?" Principal: "Yes, it would seem." Entitled Mom cuts him off once again.
"No, it would not. My son is writing that book, and she has plagiarized the entire thing."
Me: "And where's your proof?"
"On that USB."
"The one he knows nothing about, and I know everything?"
"Yes, you changed everything."
Me: "Can I go now?" Principal: "Yes." Principal gives me the USB. Entitled Mom spitting and screaming about something. That's it. I will post again if anything else happens and hope to see you later. Thanks for reading. Next we've got Entitled Mom thinks I can tutor her son anytime. I've been tutoring kids in math and English for a few years now. The entitled mom in question is a family friend and the parent of my first student. Since they have been my first ones, and the kid is actually pretty smart, they just forget a passage here or there, I've always charged them next to nothing, 10 euros per hour. Apparently it wasn't enough. She started saying that we had to reschedule my lessons because their precious child had soccer practice, which was fine by me. I mean, yay, extra free time. The real problem arrived when she started to send me messages to book my lessons for the same day in just a few hours. Then came the bomb. We've got entitled Mom, the lovely lady. We've got me, and we've got Good Kid. Note, this pretty much all happened over text. Entitled Mom.
Can you come tutor Good Kid today at 3 p.m.?
Me. I'm sorry, Entitled Mom, but it's almost 2 p.m. You need to tell me in advance if you need lessons.
I just told you. You have more than an hour. You can come.
Me. 1 hour isn't exactly a lot. Plus, I really can't leave right now. I'm at university.
There's no need to treat me like this. It's not like I don't pay you.
Me. The money really isn't the issue here. I need time to understand what Good Kid has to do, and I've already told you that I'm in class right now.
Do you think I'm stupid? I know you go to the university, and you don't have to follow the courses. If you leave now, you can get here in less than an hour with public transport. We need you for 4 hours. Good Kid has a test tomorrow.
I usually do 2 hours, and I'm losing patience. Okay, I'll try again. You're right. I can leave, and I can get there in time, but I won't. I need to follow this lesson, and you didn't give me enough time to prepare. Plus, I have a scheduled tutoring with another kid at 5, so I can't stay with Good Kid for 4 hours. If Good Kid wants to, they can try to do some exercises by themselves and send me a message if they get stuck on something. I really can't do anything else. She exploded. She tried to call me 5 times during my lesson, and I always rejected the call. Me. Stop calling me. I'm in class.
Answer me. I'm paying you.
Yeah, 10 euros. I'm paying 10,000 to stay here. If you have something to say, just write or wait another hour.
Don't you dare bring money into this conversation. I'm paying you way too much for the amount of work you do. We've always been good to you while you were tutoring Good Kid. I even bought you a gift for your birthday last year. I asked you for a favor once since you are always available for us, and this is how you treat me? Well, buzz off. We don't need your help. I'll find a better tutor for Good Kid, one that knows math.
Me. You know what? Fine. You're paying me half the amount I usually charge. You treat me like your own personal tutor. While I'm tutoring, it's a miracle if you offer me a glass of water, and you only bought me a gift because I came to an unplanned tutoring on my birthday, all dressed up for my birthday party, and you went out to buy it while I was tutoring Good Kid. Good luck at finding another tutor that accepts my pay and your times. After that, she just wrote some obscenities at me, and she stopped writing altogether. I still helped Good Kid via message that day since I felt bad for him. The only one who lost without doing anything. I heard his exam went okay. Is it over? Nope. She called my mother. Still, she was a family friend after all, and told her that I had been extremely rude to her without a reason. My mother almost ended me before I had time to explain, and then apologized profusely. Jump forward 1 month or so. My grandfather passed away due to a rapid illness, and we were devastated. He was loved by the community, and Entitled Mom knew him very well since she was always at his and my grandma's house growing up. She said nothing. She didn't even come to the funeral, and she knew about it because her other kid is in the same class as my sister. She only wrote something to me the day after the funeral. I kid you not. Entitled Mom.
Hey, OP. I'm sorry for heating up after you overreacted last time I wrote to you. Could you come and tutor Good Kid today in the evening?
I really wanted to go to her house and shout at her for hours, but since I am a good person, I just blocked her and never heard from Entitled Mom and Good Kid again. Next we've got,
I can't keep both? You'll hear from my lawyer.
This happened over the span of a few weeks and was finally all over yesterday. I sell household appliances for a living. It sucks, but it's decent money. A few weeks ago, a coworker sold a lady a washer for her new house. She keeps it a few days, then calls us saying it's making weird noises. We send our tech out and he takes a look. Nothing wrong with it. No weird noises. But we're a large corporation and try to make customers happy, so we agree to swap it. The delivery crew gets there and starts taking the old one out. This is when all heck breaks loose. Lady.
Why are you taking my washer? That's mine. I paid for it.
Delivery. Yeah, but we're exchanging it for a new one. So we take the old one that you claim is broken and swap it for a new one.
That wasn't the deal. I'm keeping both for the trouble you all caused me.
Delivery. If you don't let me take this one, we're not bothering taking the other one off of the truck. Pick one. You don't get both.
I'll sue.
Okay, we're leaving. Lady calls the store. She's furious. First thing she says is,
I'm suing you. This is so unfair.
Manager, we've already talked to legal. We've been told not to make contact with you. You have to do everything through legal/corporate now. Sorry, have a good day.
What? Why? I wasn't actually going to sue.
You said you were. That's all we needed to hear. Contact legal with the name and phone number of your lawyer. They'll get you taken care of. Thanks. Bye. Lady never called a lawyer. Never called the legal department. But yesterday she sends an email saying she would really appreciate the swap now. Delivery laughs. Store manager laughs. She's not getting that washer. Next we've got, charge my debit card $250? Enjoy your break. Before we begin, I do want to let everyone know that this is my first story on Reddit, and I'm on mobile, so I'll try to get formatting correct. Also, in this story, there is no dialogue. For a little background, I am a truck driver. I go all across the US and spend 99% of my time in my truck. It's not the most glamorous life, but I do enjoy it. After I started driving, I decided to get myself a PlayStation 4 for the truck so I can play on my downtime. I also got PlayStation Plus so I could enjoy some online competition. But after a few months being on the road, it really wouldn't work out too well. Not a lot of good Wi-Fi signals at truck stops. So I did the only logical thing and canceled the automatic renewal of my Plus account. Fast forward to a couple of weeks ago. Friday morning, I'm outside of Seattle, Washington, and I wake up to a text and email from my bank account notifying me that there was some suspicious activity on my account. Every once in a while, the bank will do this, as I may pay for food in Illinois one day, then in Nevada the next. So I log into my bank on my phone, and my heart stops. Somehow, PlayStation was charging my card $250, $247, $247, $75, and another $75. Luckily for me, I moved a majority of my money to my savings and not checking, so only the first $250 stuck and the rest were returned. Well, that isn't good, I thought, and proceeded to immediately call the bank and inform them that it wasn't me who made those charges. The bank put a claim on my card, and it was immediately suspended. Great. No more card available to make purchases or withdraw funds with. They informed me my new debit card would arrive in the mail in 10 business days. I was still mad. Later on in the day, I decided to call up PlayStation support and see if they could do anything on their end. They too put in a claim to get my money back. Sweet, I now have people working on it from two sides of the issue. But being the scornful person I am, it wasn't enough. Now it's time for some pro revenge. After looking on my account to see if I recognized the person, I realized they had hacked my account and added themselves as a kid. Interesting, I thought. Well, with PlayStation, if you have a kid account, you can do some interesting things with that account. So here is what I did. 1. Changed their password. 2. Maximum allowed time for online play is 0 minutes per day. 3. Maximum age limit of games they can play is 1 year old. 4. Internet browser was disabled. 5. Unable to chat to friends. 6. No Blu-rays were allowed to be played. 7. No PSVR allowed. 8. Only DVDs from the Netherlands are allowed to be played. 9. No purchases allowed to be made with that account. After I got this done, I felt euphoric about essentially having a PlayStation account he can't use. Now he has an expensive brick sitting in his living room. Oh, on a good note, PlayStation did refund my money 4 days later, including the weekend. And I was able to run by a local branch of my bank and have a temporary card issued to me. And shoutouts to our Regenerals of the day: Chissy Spider, Sebastian, Miss October Storm, and Mikasa. Become tomorrow's Regenerals by dropping as many Rees as you can in the comments below.